Hi customers, tried to do this as a live video, but I'm kind of in a low reception area, so wasn't able to do it live for you. But I think this will do just fine. So we're doing a new construction today out in Minden, Illinois, and it's gotten brought to my attention about zip systems, and this house has one of those, and not needing underlayments. That is not the case, at least in this area, and I want to explain why. But first, what is a zip system? So can't flip the camera around now, so I'll just have to do it this way. This orange material here, that's the zip system. So, and with the zip tape, and the black material that we see here, that's the ice and water shield, and then the gray material, that's your synthetic felt. And what if you notice, there's a lot of black material there, that ice and water shield, and I'll explain why we have so much in this area in a second. But back to the zip system. So essentially this company came, and you'll see some of this stuff out at Home Depot or Menards or wherever it is that you do your hardware shopping at. And what this is a system created to help protect the wood during new construction. So the interior wood, so the trusses, the framing, the floor, the subfloor, were all known to have issues if you expose them too long to rain, until that actual roof covering can be put on. Very good system. They have, one of the commercials shows a end loader that's dumping, I'm guessing 300 gallons of water on top of a shed roof, and there's no leaks inside of it. So very good system. I'm not taking away from the fact that the zip system's not a good system. However, I've had it brought to my attention that people have said, well, you don't need underlayments on a zip system, and that's just simply not the case. So the first part of that is that code compliance. So we've talked about code compliance in the past when it comes to ice and water shield, and the code for that is 2 foot past the exterior wall plus your eave measurement. So on this home, let's just figure that it's 2 foot eaves with the exterior wall, and with the width of the exterior wall. So add 2 foot to that to bring it to code, that's 4 foot. If you see, we installed 2 rows, which is, they're 3 foot rows apiece, so that's 6 foot of ice and water shield, and we do that all the way around all eaves on the house. So the importance there is that it doesn't protect ice damming, it protects damage that could be caused by ice damming. So we also put it 3 foot in the valleys. We put it around every penetration, so on and so forth. So if we're doing that and we don't put, so we do that, okay, well, why do you have to felt the rest of it? Well, right here. So this is a self-adhesion membrane, but it doesn't, there is chances that water could seep down below this line, and we got to have felt to go over that. So with ice and water shield being a fairly expensive material, you wouldn't want to do the whole roof. This is a 51 square roof. You wouldn't want to do the whole roof in that. So we substitute in those areas and put the synthetic felt to have your water overlap the correct way. So simply, to beat a code, you got to have ice and water shield, and to make the ice and water shield work appropriately, you got to do synthetic felt the rest of the way to the peak. So it just doesn't make sense not to put underlayments on, especially in this area where we do get heavy winters. Potential for ice dams are high. This is going to be a well ventilated roof, very modern roof. Ice dams are probably not likely, but we want to make sure that we prevent any issue if there was. So back to the underlayments, or back to why this area right here has so much felt on it. So this area has a porch underneath of it. So there's actually a 9 foot porch there. So 9 foot, which this is a 2x6 construction. So let's just call it a foot. So that brings us to 10 foot. So code for this home, overestimated, of course, would be 12 foot. So that'd only be 4 rows. We have 7 rows here. So that's 21 foot. Why so much? Well, on this roof, and it might be a little bit hard to tell, there's a pitch variation right here. And when that roof changes pitch, that leads to a potential area down the road as the roof matures that there could be a failure. So what we try to do when we have these weak areas at Right Rate Roofing is we try to build up those areas stronger than the rest of the roof. So that's why we put ice and water in the valleys. That's why we put it around the penetrations. That's why we put metal in those valleys. And we try to do all those different things to build up those weak areas to make them stronger than the rest of the roof. So that way, when there is a failure, it's truly just because the roof is old and not because it's inferior products or inferior installed products due to craftsmanship. So just wanted to do a quick video on that. Don't do very many zip systems. We do a lot of re-roofs and even new construction. You know, the material here on the zip systems is about twice as much as what it would be just buying plywood. So customer definitely went to a high grade material here, but that doesn't mean that it's an perfect material. So there's still code applies, and we still got to install it per manufacturer instructions, per code, and exceed it whenever we feel that there's a necessary reason to do so. So if you guys have any questions or you would like us to quote your new construction project or your re-roof, you can reach us at rightrateroofing.com. You can select free quote, and we'd be glad to get back to you. If you're just wanting to chit chat about roofing or talk more about this subject, you can message us, or you can comment in the comments below and go from there. So again, rightrateroofing.com, and thank you for listening, and have a good day.